Tim and Tony podcast brings you
the Mild Manner Movie Review with your host, Tim.
and Tony. On this week's episode, we will be talking about Cabin in the Woods.
With everything else happening in the geek world.
It's gonna be legend. Wait for it.
Yeah, well, I saw it on a rerun.
It's a rerun.
That's what she said.
Giggity, giggity.
Oh, jeez, Rick.
Winter is coming.
Oh my God! They've killed Kitty!
You wanna hug it out? Bing, pots, dairy, legendary.
It gets me every time. It's like I hear it for the first time.
Ooh. How was your
We're done. I'm over this shit.
That was our last episode. Tony broke everything.
Breaks the audio, and now he breaks the rest.
How was your week?
It was good. I tried to do a little bit more movie, like looking up what I've watched and what I need to watch, and trying to get that list
Down.
down, but haven't really made any progress.
No.
I was looking at like the theater, like what can I go see even?
Yeah.
And there's a couple movies where I'd like to, but I just didn't. It's not like a $15 worth.
No.
Going.
You gotta go on Tuesday for $5.
Oh yeah, for sure. Which I missed this week. Damn.
Yeah, I mean, I forgot to bring
looks
up.
like you've had a busy week.
Well, I forgot to bring up last time I watched Jurassic World. Fallen
We
Kingdom.
can finally maybe talk about that
Yeah.
one.
It was okay. It was. I like the first one better. The original the best.
Well,
But,
but
the first. I thought the first one was better.
It was. This one really tried to connect this and the first one in a really weird way.
It just didn't. It didn't work as well.
No.
Yeah, but it was,
Especially with who knows what the end really means.
oh yeah.
Like,
I don't know. I think they just need to go back to like all the dinosaur fight scenes were awesome.
Go back to basics. Build a park and put all the dinosaurs in there
and let them out.
Yeah. That's all you need to do.
I started Luke Cage. I'm only like a few episodes into that, but that's great so far. The villain's awesome. And then I finished season 2 of Superman the Animated Series. I think that was last week as well. I just forgot to bring up a bunch because now I'm like halfway through season 3 because it's only like 12 episodes.
I was just saying, I just
It's
finished
shorter.
season 1 of Batman Beyond. It was like 12 or 13
yeah.
episodes. It was very short.
Season 2 of Superman was like 20 something though, and it was like very.
Nothing too long.
Yeah, I liked it a lot. I like that show a lot so far. I was never a really big Superman guy.
Right. I remember seeing a couple episodes of that, but I don't remember it ever really being like, oh, I need to watch this. Or
I wish I did though.
yes.
And then I did hit 100 movies with Cabin in the Woods being the
Being the
100th
100th movie?
Yeah. I try to make it.
I
Like,
love
so
the
it's
message
Venom,
I got
but-
after.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, yes.
So that was good. And then I did figure out, I think next year I'm going to do books, though, instead of movies. Because there's no way I could watch... I mean, I'm at 100 now, and we still have
You still have like 3 or 4 months.
Yeah. With 3 full months left, so there's no way I could
you
that.
do half the movies and mostly
I could
books?
probably do like a movie a week. I did do that normally anyway.
I was going to say, yeah. Which would actually be about 52 movies.
So then I could do that, and then I think I'm at
No,
like
like-
20 books. No, maybe even less.
Like
just under
books
20.
or graphic novels or what?
Both.
Just in general, read more?
Yeah. So
very
push
noble.
that to 50.
Very noble.
Yeah.
That was on my list for this year. But, and we started pretty good with
We did.
with the dynamic book duo.
We'll have to bring it back.
I'm starting to. We'll probably talk about this after or later, but kind of figuring that room out, the upstairs, to see how we want to set up, how our podcast, how we want it to be set up. So like the look of it, and then just go through, make like a bookshelf or case,
and
put all my books, all the movies and figures and stuff.
Yeah.
So that was what I was going to ask. Like, what's your dream setup?
Dream setup.
And then see if we can.
We'll have to
Budget that. Get the quarter or third of whatever that is.
All right, let's jump right into our first segment.
Clark Kent's just a mild-mannered reporter.
He doesn't want to be famous.
and I'll make him infamous.
General, haven't you ever heard of freedom of the press?
Well, I'm not a cop. I'm a reporter.
Gossip, rumors, panic in the streets. We're lucky.
Vicky Vale. I'm intrigued by Alex's giant bat story, so I...
Oh, right. The Batman.
Nobody cares about Clark Kent taking on the Batman.
It is not. I resent that. Slander is spoken. In print, it's libel.
The police won't help. The press has to do the right thing.
You serious?
All right, first up on the docket, Mary Elizabeth Winston has been cast as Huntress, and Journey Smollett Bell has been cast as Black Canary for the Birds of Prey movie.
I still remember the moment when you told me. I don't know how I didn't guess it, but
yeah,
big fan.
Big fan
of the casting.
Yes.
Also, I guess Scott Pilgrim is on Netflix now, so
is it?
I know what I'm going to watch later tonight.
I think I did see that, yeah.
Because I was just scrolling before you got here. I was like, ooh, new. But yes, so she's apparently been doing some training, and she's already pumped for it. I don't really recognize the other one, the other girl.
She was in Gridiron Gang, and that's the only thing I recognize her from.
So, I mean,
and she was in one other thing as like a kid. Oh, it's going to piss me off because I looked it up and I was like, oh my god, that is her. Let me see if I can find it.
Lately, with watching all these movies now, it's been happening more and more where I'm like, oh, where do I know that person from?
She was in Jack with Robin Williams. She was like one of the girls that was always making fun of the guys. Like, I was going through it, I was like, oh my god.
That's absolutely what she's doing.
So, like, I've seen nothing with it recently.
Right, nothing within the last, 20 years.
Yeah.
Or however. But that's some good news. At least they're getting more casting, and they're moving forward with it. So that'll be good. Next, we got the first official poster for Titans released, where it's got all 4 of them together.
I mean, it's like the most basic.
It's like every other trailer. It's like the Defenders.
War, and all of them. They just do that triangle.
In the last 10 years, it's been like the triangle where everyone fits in there. Like the even Star Wars, like the first Empire and stuff like that. It was all.
Yeah.
It works. It's simple.
Yeah. But we'll talk about them when we get to trailers.
I was gonna say because I read an interesting thought on some things, but we'll get into that in the trailer.
All right. The Arrowverse crossover event will be called Elseworlds.
I mean, we've been talking about
so
the movie side of it should do Elseworlds,
and now they're doing it on TV.
TV's like, nope,
they must be listening. Obviously,
someone's listening. Stephen Amell, what's up?
I mean, it doesn't give us unless something else crazy happens besides them going to Gotham. Which it could be. Like we get to see it.
Apparently, I know that Stephen Amell's wearing a new suit of some kind, so that's going to be interesting. I mean, they're all really wearing new costumes.
So
besides
you
maybe
think
Supergirl.
You think that it's not even like the Arrowverse? It's like
I think
because they're not going to play themselves again, like how they did for Earth 52. Because I knew they didn't like that. Because I guess it was a ton of work, but something like that.
I think they did Elseworlds because they can have a Batman story without having Batman.
Okay.
And be like, oh no, he's in a different universe. Or like, well, why wasn't he there? Well, different universe. It's an Elseworld. So he doesn't need to be there. So that they kind of solved that problem by doing this, but I'm sure the story is going to be good anyway. So that was a good one. LaMonica Garrett from The Last Ship and Designated Survivor has been cast as Mar Novu, a.k.a. The Monitor, for said crossover event.
Yes. Which, I watched Designated Survivor a little bit, but I don't really remember him in it. I was
just saying, he looks familiar from watching the commercials and stuff for it.
Yeah, but I think this opens it up for
Anti-Monitor,
yeah. So maybe they'll cast him as well.
If they don't come out and cast it, it'll probably be one of those like where they won't say it. And it's like, or they'll just heavily reference it.
Yeah, the whole time.
The whole time.
A new Hellboy poster has been released. We get like the full
body.
Yeah, again. I
it looks cool.
Yeah.
I mean, both him and Ron Perlman look so much like.
Yeah.
It's like when you think of Hellboy, it's like those two are like, yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Both of them fit that mold.
Yeah, so I can't wait for this one.
This is still 2020, 19, and then 19, I think.
Maybe 19.
Is it on the post? No.
If it is, it's blocked. I think it might be. I think it might be 2019, early even.
Let's see if I can do this real quick.
It's on there. April 12th.
April 12th. So I would assume 2019. Legendary AF.
Yeah.
No, yeah, this looks like a cool poster.
I think it's gonna be. Yeah, it's gonna be more gritty compared to
the other one.
Yeah.
We'll take it. Also, some TV news: the Mayans got renewed for a season 2. Which didn't the first season just end, or it just started?
No, it just started.
Right. Well, that's always a good sign.
Yeah, I think they're like. Well, I'm 3 episodes in. I think there might be 4 or 5 out now.
So like behind.
But I don't know. It's really good, and I'm guessing all the Sons of Anarchy fans just jumped on.
Oh yeah, I'm sure they've been waiting for something else. Yeah. And they're like, oh, this is perfect. It fits into the continuity and just rolls with it.
Next up, Dr. Dolittle movie with Robert Downey Jr. delayed till 2020.
Which I totally forgot this was even happening.
We mentioned like the cast Tom Holland and there was that list was crazy. I remember.
They had a big list.
They had a big list. But like, so I wonder if it's getting blocked because of Marvel movies with that.
It's got to be because they're doing reshoots now and they're all busy.
I mean, I know Tom Holland's filming Spider-Man right now,
and right, yeah, he's doing all his his solo movie stuff.
Yeah, Michael Sheen, Antonio Banderas. How did you pull Antonio Banderas? Everyone's got their price, Scott.
So yeah, I mean,
there was a couple other though. I thought that
Voyage of Dr. Dolittle is a supposed title. Yeah. Tom Holland, Rami Malek, Emma Thompson. Oh wow, yeah. This is Ray Fiennes, Selena Gomez, Camille Nanjiani, Octavia Spencer, John Cena,
Craig Robinson, yes, as Fleming, a mouse.
Marion Cotillard, I think that's how you say her name. Carmen Jogo. That's the first name I haven't recognized. And the last two, and then Francis De La Tour. Dang, that's gonna
those are just the voices.
Oh, that's true, because Dr. Dolittle, so you're...
Yeah.
Hey,
of the animals.
I think that'll be good. Seems promising. And then, also, we got, speaking of Spider-Man... we got some set photos revealing Mysterio in the next Spider-Man movie, which I feel like we just got news that people were like, "Oh, I don't know if Jake." I think we were just talking about it. Like,
they didn't know if
they haven't officially signed. Yeah, and then this
clearly
pops up
he did a while ago. Probably.
Clearly he did, and they're just not saying that he did.
No helmet though.
True.
So I wonder
if it's going to be like a full CG or if it's.
The way that they're showing him there, it doesn't seem like that's like the CG version.
Oh, okay. It looks like he's got it. Even the cape's got some like lights and stuff on it. So, for like CG work.
I'm sure he'll wear it, but not as much.
There's no way they're gonna put him in and not put the dome on.
Yeah, they have to a little bit.
They have to, at least for a scene, because I'm sure they don't want to block Jake Gyllenhaal, but at the same time, it's like, just do it.
Just do it.
It's been working for Tom Hardy.
Yeah, I was going to say, I haven't seen Tom Hardy's face in a while. And then Krypton cast Emmett J. Scanlon as Lobo for season 2.
Ooh, they casted a Lobo.
Yes.
Oh, wow. That's another one I want to start hopping on.
It's good. And it was 10 episodes, I think.
I was going to say, I think that was a shorter one.
40 minutes an episode. It's not bad.
It's 400 minutes. Which, I'm not going to do the math. 40 hours, 4 hours, not 40. Like I said, I'm not going to do the math.
I don't think you were close at all.
I think I was as far off as you could be.
But I looked this guy up, and he was in Guardians of the Galaxy. He was like the first one. He was like a guard, one of the head guards.
Sorry, 6 hours. 40. Full work week. So, like a background in the first
Can
Guardian.
you do the math for the trivia? I don't know if I trust you anymore.
Talked about this last week. You're like, you said you're fine with it because you're not doing it.
I don't know.
Oh, funny. Tony's got 200 points this week. It's amazing. And then last up for news, Chelsea Peretti is reported to be leaving Brooklyn Nine-Nine.
Yes, which sucks.
Isn't this like
Gina? She's not leaving before the season. She's going to be in some episodes, but then she's not going to be there the whole time.
Oh, okay. That's.
So, I'm thinking it's definitely more than half too. That she's going to be there.
That she's going to be gone.
Yeah, at least half.
Probably. That's probably a contract thing or a work thing.
Yeah, because I think it was, and it had to do with them adding when it went from 13 to 18.
Oh,
so
okay.
She might not be there for those last.
The last five.
Yeah.
I'm sure she's got other stuff booked already. So now it looks like it's time to talk about some new trailers.
Coming soon to a theater near you.
First up, the X-Men Dark Phoenix, the first trailer. We got that, and it's coming out February 14th.
It got pushed, actually.
It did. it switched. Oh,
I think it's later in the year now. It's not.
I forgot what it switched. They've been switching up the last.
Yeah, because it's not February anymore. I don't think.
Well, because we'll skip back to news. Or do you want to keep it for next week? If we're talking about the same thing.
No, just go. Say it.
Deadpool is getting a Christmas release.
Oh yeah, I think I did see
a
that.
PG-13 version.
Yeah, which
it's supposedly, no one really knows, but it's supposedly like a PG-13 version, so just dumbed down. But I guess the picture was him and Fred Savage from Princess Bride.
Oh yeah, I did see that. Yeah, he's reading them.
The book. So, and supposedly the title is Deadpool Before Christmas.
Okay, Before Christmas.
So
maybe that's why
it's a rumored
pushing it
right.
Back.
So and they said Fox was shuffling up some box office dates. But as for the trailer,
looks good. I mean,
yeah,
they didn't show much.
No, it's
too much. I mean, we got a lot of Jean Grey.
It's a lot, yeah.
A little bit of Magneto, and I did like someone posted what their ages were supposed to be.
I saw a picture of it.
It's like Mystique is 60
or something,
and then Magneto's like 3 years older than her. And they all still.
They're all still back from.
Yeah, but I don't know. It should be the costumes look like the old school, so I'm in.
I feel like this is gonna be like the last one of this group, though, unless.
No, depends on how long the deal takes.
True, and depending on who makes it through, and
yeah,
so we'll see.
Next up, so the Netflix trailer for Titans, and we also got a Beast Boy transformation clip. So the Netflix is for Europe though, because we won't get it. Yeah, we won't get it on Netflix here because we get it
because it's on the DC universe, which is not only U.S. and I think Canada was struggling to get it, or I think they do. Yeah, I think they said they were trying to get it so they can have it, but I don't.
Might, yeah. The trailer looks awesome though. We get like kind of the story that they're gonna.
Right, you see more of where they're kind of heading.
Mm-hmm. Kind of why and then they're in Detroit.
Yes, that's where he moves to.
Yeah, I wish it was Bloodhaven.
I'm sure that's a substitute, or there'll be another reference in there. But we mentioned, or I alluded to this earlier, but I read something that they said the reason that Robin's costume is so accurate. Perfect is because he's actually been Robin for a while, and all the other 3 are literally just becoming.
That's why they don't have their.
That's why they don't have their comic accurate.
Yeah.
Where it's like close enough.
Yeah.
So like they said that eventually they'll probably get
something closer to their.
Which I didn't even think of, and I'm like, oh, that makes 100%. That makes total sense.
And then Beast Boy's transformation was awesome.
Yeah.
I wonder how many times he's gonna do it though, because it looked really good. So it's like, oh, I hope their budget was very large.
I'm sure they blew a lot on that, and then they're like, all right,
we can only do it 3 times.
How many more times can we do that? Also, it kind of alluded to that him and Robin had a past.
Yes.
It was
like, I've known him for a while.
Yeah. So that'll be interesting. Because, to be honest, I don't remember Teen Titans. I don't think I ever really watched it, so...
I did the original? No.
Right, so I don't know how they... All I knew was the Young Justice version, basically.
Yeah.
And that wasn't even...
And Beast Boy's story on that's very, very different.
Oh, yeah. But the next trailer we got is the first trailer for Holmes and Watson.
I can't wait for this.
It's going to be
great.
So funny.
Watson, when he's shaking the Queen's hand. Stop it. Let go. Oh my god, she's so attractive. I know.
Oh, it's basically Step Brothers, but them is.
And then
he's gonna
was it hitting the mosquito on the bee thing, but it's doing all the calculations and like how to hit it.
I think that's gonna be a funny one.
Yes. Next up, Rocket Man trailer with Taron Egerton playing Elton John.
Another one that just looks amazing.
And I know, like, it feels like we're getting a lot of biopics, but this one looks very different. Like, it's not...
Right, it's not so much...
Because it's not, like, I don't know, even how...
I wouldn't say more... Even saying, like, more informational is wrong, but...
It seems like more of, like a fantasy, because they even say based on a true fantasy.
Yeah.
But if you notice, like, people are starting to fly in the trailers. Even he is.
Yeah.
Like, I think it's going to do that a lot. Like when he starts singing. But I think we're going to get in between, like the
like an actual
normal story, and then
so it'll be almost.
It's going to be.
It's going to basically almost be like a musical.
Yes.
So
something like that,
or something along those lines.
Yes.
But I mean, he looks great.
Yeah. And then I'm pretty sure that's him singing as well.
He can sing, so
he sang and sang.
He sang and sang.
And he sang Elton John.
Right. So. Which do you think he'll sing the same song?
That same song, at least once, I'm sure.
Right, they'll have to.
I'm trying to think of what they have him sing.
Why am I blanking? I like listen to it every day. Sing Elton John.
Yeah, that's not. Oh,
I'm still standing.
I'm still standing.
Oh, yeah. I was gonna say, you know what we could try
to play it.
Play it, like add a source and play it, but we'll experiment a little bit later when we know we're having everything. I'm gonna test that afterwards, just so we're positive. Another trailer we got is the Red Dead Redemption 2, the second gameplay trailer.
I've watched it like 5 times already.
Yeah,
I can't wait for this game.
I think it was this game where it said the download's going to be like 105 gigabytes.
I checked mine.
It's going to take years.
I checked my Xbox and I have 99. It's like, no, I got to delete something now.
For me, when the PlayStation Plus had their sale, I bought a
hard drive.
An external hard drive. So I just put everything on there. So now it's like everything's free. 4 terabyte I bought. So I've got a ton of space.
I can't wait for this.
It's gonna be so. I want to play the first one. There's really. I don't know if I'd have time.
I beat it really quickly, but I've played it so many times before that I just skip everything. Really. Well, I did all like the side missions and stuff.
Right, you don't sit there and let the story play.
Listen to the story. I just keep hitting.
It's like all right, I know what happens. Get through.
But you could get through it as long relative. At least the main story you can.
Right. I mean, the side stuff would be.
You could wait till later. Yeah. Probably never play because this one's going to be so much better. I feel like
it's going to be 10 times the size and the quality probably.
Yeah, you won't. We might take a week off after this comes out.
I need a week off just to play like Spider-Man, the last 2 Assassin's Creed games.
God of War.
God.
So many. The last 2 is it? I'm almost done with it.
You know what? I have a week off of work after Christmas, in between like Christmas and New Year's. I think I know what I'm gonna do.
Just play video games the whole week.
Just literally not move.
Right, next up, Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. We got a second trailer. Got to see
shows a
all
lot
the
more,
Spider-Man. Because I think we've only so far seen Peter and Gwen and Miles.
Yeah.
And now we got Nick Cage's Noir. Spider-Pig.
Which I was like, wait a minute. Am I seeing this?
Yeah. I love the Henry's. What does he say? He's like, oh, do animals talk in this universe? I don't want to freak him out.
Which, that's got to be like,
it's got to be
like a Ned.
It is Ned.
Or it is, okay.
For Miles, the guy's name is Ned, but I can't remember his last name.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because Spider-Man Homecoming kind of stole that from.
Okay, that's where they took it from. That's cool.
Yep.
Well, we also got a trailer for the movie Vice, which when I watched, it was actually some guy, one of the guys at work today was like, so Christian Bale's playing Dick Cheney, and he looks exactly like him. I'm like, oh, okay. So then at the end of the day, when I watch the trailer, I'm like, oh my god. When that's Sam Rockwell, right?
Yes.
I'm like, oh my god, that's George. Well, how did they get him to do that? That's like so perfect.
And they got who else? Steve Carell's in it. Amy Adams, and there was one other person I can't remember.
You're right. There was.
But it's Adam McKay.
Yes,
directing, and he just did. I mean, he does all the Will Ferrell stuff, but he just did Big Short.
Yeah,
which I think it's going to be very
that's
similar
one.
to the two.
Did you see that one? I think that's going to be on my list because I
Big
didn't
Short.
see it. Yeah.
I love that movie.
Because that was Tyler Perry, Bill Pullman. But yeah, that was one where I was like, oh, I don't know know really what happened. And Allison Pitt, the drummer.
The drummer.
Oh, and this guy. Your
Penguin.
Yeah, I was going to say your Penguin pick.
Any villain you can play, I feel like.
Yeah, so that's going to be a movie that's another one where it's like people like generally know the story. And then I think this one is, that's, what did that say? Okay. Came up with a different movie, but that's alright.
And then next up is All Square trailer. This was just one of those small ones that I found, because usually I find a bunch of them that are not that good, but this one actually, I would watch this.
I got a lot of Bad News Bears vibes. Yeah,
but it looks so much worse than that.
Oh yeah, it does.
It's what's the main guy?
Michael Kelly.
Michael Kelly has been in a ton of stuff. Like I don't know, you'll recognize his face, but it looks like he's like a bookie, and they start gambling on kids' little league games, and things just get out of control.
And yeah, the families just go nuts.
Now you see
that's what it was.
FBI agent in that.
I'm like, where do I know him from?
Yeah, he's in a lot of stuff. Yeah, but this looks funny.
I was gonna say it looks funny. It's one of those odd movies where it's like, do we need one of those? But or someone thought of an idea like no one's really done that.
Oh, and Josh Lucas.
Oh, and
is in it as well. I forgot. He's one of the coaches.
I think this is the judge from Ghostbusters.
Yeah, I think it is Ghostbusters 2.
Yep.
Yep.
Training day. Yeah. I like having this up, so now we can right away. Also, we got a trailer for The Upside with Kevin Hart and Bryan Cranston.
I think we got a teaser a very long time ago for this, because I think this was filmed a very long time ago.
It looks like it.
They're just like now putting it out. Yeah. It seems like
it's gonna be my first thought was like a different side of Kevin Hart, but it's also going to be very much the same as Kevin Hart movies.
Yeah, but it's like him taking care of Bryan Cranston, who's paralyzed from the neck down.
Yeah,
and I don't know, it looks hilarious.
And his wife, maybe girlfriend, her caretaker, maybe even.
I think it's
Nicole
secretary.
Secretary, probably.
Yeah,
Nicole Kidman.
But it looks funny. I'm sure.
Yeah, that's going to be a funny.
They'll have its like heartwarming moments or
Oh
whatever.
yeah, I'm sure that'll be most.
It looks very funny.
I mean, because Bryan Cranston playing off of Kevin Hart is so funny. You don't think it would work, but it does.
And then next up, Robin Hood. We got the final trailer, another Taron Egerton movie. This looks awesome, though.
Yeah,
this is another one I can't wait for.
He said it was going to be like a different Robin Hood, like one you've not really seen, which I can kind of see that too, because it
looks like it could be a superhero movie, or like a crazy action, like a Kingsman style action movie.
Right.
And then this trailer makes it look like it's just going to be like a very big heist movie, which looks awesome.
Basically, I think that's what it's going to boil down to, because they're like, all right,
it'll start in, like the one way where it's just robbing from the rich, but then like small robberies, and then I think they're just going to do a huge heist at the end.
I also like how the girl's like, it's you? He's like, how did you know? Movies are becoming self-aware now, so everyone needs to look out. And then last up, we got a full trailer for The Chilling Adventures of Sabrina.
A lot brighter than
I was going to say, this was like a complete 180.
There's still that like dark section of it, but then it's
a total 180, yeah.
But it does seem like they are going to be doing a lot of the dark stuff, but it still seems like they'll have some comedy. And
are they adapting the story from the show that we know?
No, from
the comic book series,
the same name.
Because I was like, I don't remember any of any of these references. I remember
Harvey was the boyfriend, and then the two ants,
and the cat. That's all I remember.
I think the friends got the same name too, but I can't remember.
Oh, okay. Name. I was just saying, I don't remember but ritual or birthday or.
This is from the comic book.
So, yeah. No, that sounds familiar. I mean, it's cool.
Yeah.
Because it's like, okay, you kind of see what the character's going to do, but.
Yeah, and then we have to get another glimpse of Salem. I think he's going to talk. Just after this trailer, at least once. Like at the very end or something.
Right, it's not going to be like right away, but it is just going to be just enough. Or it'll be one of those moments where like, oh my god, he talks.
Yeah.
No, it looks like it's time for something, right?
Yep.
All right, time for some TvT Trivia.
Truth is, I am Iron Man.
I'm Spartacus! I'm Spartacus!
I'm Batman.
I'm Wayne Brady Betts!
I am your father.
I am vengeance. I am the knight. I am Batman!
I am the Clit Commander.
I am Groot!
Yes, I'm Batman.
I'm rich, biatch!
This week's theme is Cabin in the Woods. Alright, I do have the points from last week. You had 161 points, even. And I had 157.49 points.
49. How to make it worse for
you. Shouldn't have even told you my points. You've been like, oh, I don't know what you got. I don't know what you got last week.
And you are first.
I believe it is me. Yes. All right. Who am I?
I hate these.
It really is, because you're like, should we get into it now? Like, I feel like most times we pick one of the mainer characters,
and then you just go very obscure.
I was gonna say, and then one of us is like, but you know what? We could go like the random
somebody. Oh, that would be so impossible.
Just because of the sheer amount of people in a movie, like
you need at least this one is a little smaller at least, but like you need
but
at
even
least
still,
you need that one that gives it away. So
right?
You'd be like, oh, I don't know how to give it away on this one.
Or you need the one where it could be multiple. That's usually a good one.
Yes.
Which is kind of the way I went, because for my Who Am I was not born in the United States.
That doesn't help at all.
But it does.
Not if I don't know where anyone but Chris Hemsworth's from.
It's also true. What you need is one of these.
I have it, but it doesn't say where are you from. Do I have to start
can't
putting
put their
that?
full IMDb.
Yeah. I was from Chicago, Illinois.
Ooh, okay. Maybe a hint there.
No, my guy is not from. Poor girl is not from.
Oh. I was not born in the United States.
I don't know. Fran Kranz. Marty.
That is incorrect. I think he was born in L.A.
Was he?
Yeah. My number 2. My prolific career spans television and movies, as well as writing and directing.
Then now I'm thinking. Writing and directing. I don't know. Joss Whedon.
Do you have Google history?
Oh, I missed it.
I was gonna say,
Go back.
I hope you
Go
missed
back.
it. No, I will not.
Joss Whedon.
It is not Joss Whedon. My number 3. Several of my roles are from a different major studio than another producer of this movie. If you want me to reread that, I will.
Is it Chris Hemsworth?
It is not. Several. Yeah, we'll take that as your guess. I was going to try and get the full cast. But, my 4th one, since we're doing 4 points, I put several like references in this one. So I was psyched to see this Power Ranger parent playing another captain role in a monster movie without Godzilla. Also, another of my co-stars from another role appears in this film.
Read that again.
I was psyched to see this Power Ranger parent playing another captain role in a monster movie without Godzilla. Also, another of my co-stars from another role I play appears in this film. I'll even scroll.
Is it someone not on this
If
part?
you need me to scroll, I will scroll.
Wish I watched Psych. I feel like that was a big one.
I'll tell you, it was not a very big one.
No? Okay.
Also, kind of shitty. Let's see.
Is it Tim DeZarn?
It is not.
Is it Sigourney Weaver?
It is not. That is another good go.
Brian White?
It is not.
Richard Jenkins?
Nope. Tim Zero.
I have no idea.
It is Patrick Sabangi.
Elevator guard?
The elevator guard.
You're the worst.
He is also Captain Singh in Flash and Arrow. He was also in an episode of Psych. He was a parent in the new Power Rangers movie. And apparently he was in Godzilla.
I would have never gotten that.
So you will be awarded 0 points.
You would be.
And may God have mercy on you.
May God have mercy on your soul. Alright, well, here's my first one.
I'm ready for this one, though.
I'm an actor, writer, director, and producer.
Actor, writer, director, and producer. I'm gonna go with Brian White.
Incorrect.
I said no way.
I may be well known for my television roles, but I still have been in a bunch of movies.
It's not Cassandra. It's not the girl. Jesse Williams?
Incorrect.
Okay.
Alright, this is not my first time in the horror genre, and it was not my last.
Oh. This was not my first time in the horror, not my last. Oh, I'm gonna be upset after this, I'm sure. Anna Hutchinson.
Incorrect.
Alright, for 1 point.
For half. Isn't it 3
Oh,
2
okay.
1 half?
Okay, yeah.
My character just wanted to see someone blow in the conch.
I'm gonna mark down my half. It's Bradley Whitford.
Yes.
I knew it.
Yeah, he was in like a bunch of. He was in a couple like horror style TV shows in his early years, and then he was in Get Out last year.
Yeah. Oh, damn it. He was in Billy Madison.
My one was gonna be. I was gonna try to figure out. I was like, this is. Cause I don't know if you'd count him as a villain in this. I think you kind of would, sort of.
It's hard. The villain would clearly be the director. Would be Sigourney Weaver, I'd say.
Yeah, but they're
like a
working
direct
for it.
villain,
Yeah, so he's kind of a bad guy. My one was gonna be like, this is not the first time I've been a bad guy or a villain.
So yeah, that would have.
And it was just because of Billy Madison.
That would have been a good one. All right, my number 2. What is the name of the Japanese monster?
I don't know if I wrote it down. Probably not. I don't know. Toy.
What?
Something T. There was a T in it in the beginning.
It was Kiko.
I would have never gotten that.
My Google search was Cabin in the Woods Japanese Ghost or Japanese Monster. I'm pretty sure.
All right, my number 2. What were the brand of rolling papers Marty used?
Oh my god!
This is in the special features that we watched. It was also though on IMDb, so
because I vaguely remember that they made it. They made the papers, or he had to do a lot of training for it. Oh shit! Rabbit something?
Is that your final answer?
Yeah.
Incorrect. It is Smiling Buddha.
Oh. Smiley, damn it. I knew that. Somewhere I knew that.
Somewhere. Got him.
You got me. Alright. My number 3. What is significant about the journal entry?
The journal entry?
Yeah. Or a diary.
Who's... Oh, the one they read?
That would be... Yeah. What is
significant?
What was significant about the journal entry date?
Oh, date? No idea.
Believe me.
It was
probably the quickest I don't know.
I don't know. It was the director's birthday.
That is incorrect. The date was April 4th, which is the same day that the book 1984 starts.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I would have never gotten it.
I don't know. Don't even. Just stop asking.
Not even a hint would have helped. All right, my number 3. Whose hand do we see at the end of the movie? I think I got you. 2 in a row.
They keep. They don't really say in the. They just keep mentioning the old gods, but they don't say who or what that means. That'd be Kronos.
That is correct.
I did know that one.
You jerk.
I was playing with you. Okay. How many bonuses do you have?
2.
Okay,
I can do more.
So do I. I read a couple. What other film of Chris Hemsworth's was released after he was cast as Thor?
That would be Red Dawn.
That is correct.
That is correct.
Which I didn't know that at all.
That they were both filmed.
Both filmed like.
When I was looking it up at first, I thought that he was in Thor before this, at least, and I was like, "Oh, did he get cast because of Thor or something?" And I realized it was because of this.
Yes, yeah. Which is insane.
Yeah,
like these were 3 years before Thor even came. All right.
That was one of your bonuses?
That was one of my bonuses.
Okay. This movie was released under Lionsgate, but what was the original company before they went bankrupt?
Okay, so back in 2010-ish. What movie studio? I'm gonna go with MGM Studios.
That is correct.
Yes. Nice. I need the points, guys. I need the points. Put that there. All right, another one of my bonuses. What does this horror movie? What does this horror movie do that almost all others do not?
Kill everyone in the world.
That is correct.
It is. That was one of my fun facts.
Fun facts of it.
Because that's awesome.
Yeah, because when you think about it, you're like, oh yeah, most really don't.
Okay. My second bonus. We see, all right, in the elevator scene, we see 4 special zombies in a cage. What are they from, and what are their names?
Jesus.
I'll give you half for where they're from, and then the other will be. Because you'll probably not get the names.
I don't think I'll get the names. When they zoom out, or
there's 4 special.
It's hardly
zombies.
impossible to see. Oh Jesus.
Or.
It's from a video game, which I think was Left 4 Dead.
Is that your final answer?
Yeah, and if it's going to be like Left 4 Dead 2, I'm going to be upset.
No, you're right. It is Left 4 Dead.
There's no way. I didn't play the game. I don't know the
a tank, a witch, a boomer, and a hunter.
Yeah, I didn't.
0.5. I could do. If you could do one more, I could. I could do one more. I can do an easy one too.
I could do 2. I could probably make up an easy one that is probably one of yours. How many deaths in this movie?
69. I feel like this is not the first movie that it's been. When I saw it, I was like, "That's gotta be the third
the
time."
last movie we just
I'm pretty sure Django was there, and I'm pretty sure a couple movies have been it. Actually, it would be 4 billion. Or whatever. Whoever's the Earth.
Half a point.
Half a point. You're wrong.
No, yeah, you're right.
All right. What was the moose/wolf mouth covered in to make the scene easier?
It was made of silicone and it was covered in powdered sugar.
Yes.
Because otherwise, it's like, no, I'm not doing that.
Yeah.
I draw the line.
I draw the line. Yeah, while you're adding those up, let's see. We did the MGM saw the dailies, and that's when they, based on his performance, signed him for Red Dawn, and then,
which is still crazy to me.
He was chosen to play because of those dailies. He was chosen to play the lead in Thor.
Yeah.
And then, let's see. Oh, I did get the name of the guy with the golden sphere because I just thought you were going to ask that one, and it's like,
isn't it like the
Fornicus, Lord of Bondage and Pain?
Something ridiculous.
And then stuff that we learned in the what is it? Special features. Marty had a secret stash of weed that's like the stuff that made him immune. Like they show it. They never show it in the movie though.
No, because he did bring a bag, so I'm assuming
there's a secret bag as well. Oh. There's a smaller pipe. He had a tulip joint. It was just a very fat one. And then he kept the joint in the pocket of his pants. And then like you said, they and they really made that thermos. Cost $5,000.
Which is like, how the hell does that cost $5,000?
Yeah.
You take a telescopic thermos already and just add on.
How many times did they say, "Let's get this party started"?
3. Twice back to back.
Yeah.
Like literally right behind.
And then Josh Whedon and Drew, Goddard, wrote the script in 3 days.
3 days. Also, Drew Goddard's movie coming out. Like now, I looked this up. Him and Joss Whedon have been doing a lot, or produced and make a lot together. Oh yeah, he did most of the Bad Times at the El Royale.
Oh yeah,
he just directed that one, which supposedly has been getting very good reviews. Which is another one I'd want to go see. Another Chris Hemsworth one. But for the final points for this week, you have 164. You got 3 points this week. And I have 161.49. And I got 4 points this week. So I'm back to within 3.
Not for long. Next week's going to be harder. You need to pay attention.
I was going to say,
I'm using no IMDb.
Well, then I am really screwed.
All right, now that we're done with trivia, let's move on.
It's now time for the main event.
Let's get ready to rumble!
The moment you've all been waiting for.
Hold on to your butts.
Our review of Cabin in the Woods.
Now for a short summary.
5 friends go for a break at a remote cabin where they get more than they bargained for, discovering the truth behind the cabin in the woods.
All right.
Okay.
Top 5.
Top 5.
You're up first.
Yes, my top 5. Number 1, the monster elevator / the holding, where you do get to see all the
monsters.
Where they figured out, it's like, oh, we picked.
Yeah.
Or how they're all actually holding, you're holding it, or
only that one guy really is. Yeah.
Or they're part of it.
Or
so the girl was the ballerina. Yeah. So I mean, those are really the only 2, and then the merman. But you didn't really see him.
They never see him though.
But still, I like the whole scene because you get to see how vast it was. Mm-hmm. There's a ton of. It's almost like the there's probably a different reference, but the Monsters Inc. doors, just a sheer amount of them. My number 2 is that this movie takes the best parts of horror films and mixes them together, basically. Also, Marty just questioning all the dumb, obvious moves.
Really?
Really? Or I think my quote's one of the other one when the cellar door blows open. He's like, "Oh, it's just a window." Yeah. Like, how does that make sense?
How does that make sense at all?
But yeah, it takes a lot of inspiration from other horror movies and kind of uses that to its advantage and makes it a really good movie. My number 3 is the subtleness to the overall picture, where you kind of see it, where you get more and more throughout the movie.
What's really going on.
Right, what's really happening until basically the end, where it's
the very end,
this is what happens if this doesn't happen, and then, spoiler, it goes bad.
Yes.
But
someone asked him in one of the Q&As, is there going to be a sequel? He's like, did you see the ending?
Were you there? The only thing you could do would be a prequel.
Yeah, but
even then, we don't need to know the story.
Yeah, that kind of ruins.
It would, yeah.
That they're all just going to die anyways.
The movie would basically be the same movie, just probably an older version.
Yeah.
Or they throw someone in a volcano.
Or
how old
the good old days.
That was a funny part. My number 4 is how the merman comes full circle.
Yep.
It's kind of like an ironic point where it's like, but I wanted to see it. It's like, wait, no. And then number 5, how the movie lives on its own, where you don't need like a 10 sequels or
like Friday the 13th,
right? Or basically all the other horrors. You know, it works. It sets it up on its own, and it even starts off like you're like, what is this movie? And then it gets really into it.
Yeah, I was confused like the whole time, trying to guess what it was, and I was wrong every time.
Yeah.
I think it was right before. What was the kid with the glasses name in the movie? And not Kurt, because that was Chris Hemsworth.
Holden.
Holden. I was like, is he's in on it? And then like as soon as I said that, he literally gets attacked and killed, and Luch goes, "You are way off." I was thinking it for a while, but I was like, I'm gonna say it because if I'm right,
you know what? I'm gonna say it. I want to be.
I want to be right. Because you won't believe me if I say it later when it happens.
I mean, they set it up for it. It was like, oh yeah, this is the new guy.
Yeah, I was like, new guy, and then literally 3 seconds later he gets attacked. I was like, damn it.
I think my first watch through, I'm like, oh, he's the virgin and she's the nerd. But they switched.
They could have done.
Done it that way, but and then the whole thing would have been.
Yeah.
But what was the other thing I was going to say? Oh yeah, and then how at the end they're like, oh, he doesn't even have a cousin. Like, how does no?
How does? That's
like the last thing that comes up. And then my honorable mentions: Sigourney Weaver being in a horror movie. And then
another horror movie.
Yeah, another. And then just Chris Hemsworth's short performance, but
when he hits that wall is great. Because you know it's coming. Everyone knows.
Oh yeah. Back to my subtleness to the overall picture is when Marty looks up, he's like, "Where the hell are all the stalkers?"
Yeah.
Like, so it's like
he's figuring it out.
He basically knew the whole time.
All right, my top 5. The story, the overall story, like the twist at the end, very well written.
Yes.
Self-aware horror movie, which I liked.
Right, it doesn't try too hard. It presents the story and tells it, and it's there.
All the scenes with Richard Jenkins and Bradley Whitford were
they are so good together.
Yeah, and like them. I think I have a picture of them dancing in one of them. Yeah, but yeah, I don't know. They were great. Always betting too,
Yeah.
And then like changing the things like slightly, like to affect everything.
That was cool. How it's.
Number 3 was unleashing the monsters on all the people trying to kill them, which I thought was awesome.
Yeah, the big scene.
Yeah. 4. I think it's the scene with the 2 guys talking to Mordecai.
Mordecai.
Yeah. He's on speaker, and they're all trying not to laugh. I could hear the echo.
That kind of threw me off guard at first because I'm like, he's talking all like serious, and he's like, hey, wait a minute, like,
wait a minute, yeah.
Am I a speakerphone? And that's kind of, it's like a funny move, but yeah, that was a good.
The fact that they did like the characters and like even Marty's realization, he's like, he is not a jock. Like,
he's like, this is completely off
masters or something. Yeah. Well, like I love that they filled all those.
All
was
the
it jock,
five
nerd,
roles.
fool, or stoner, slut, and virgin? Yeah.
Or whore, as she called it.
Did she in the end?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Either way.
Either way, yeah.
Same thing.
My honorable mentions, like you, Chris Hemsworth, for the little bit he was in it. The elevator scene, and then the special features of the DVD. If you haven't seen them,
I really got to start going to the library. I really got to start doing.
They do a very in-depth merman sequence.
Oh, really?
Like they show you the blood was shooting out for much longer than.
What I read is like they're like we found the biggest tub and just went.
Yes. Yeah, it was. Yeah, the special. This was one of my favorite movies with special features. I think it was cool to see all the stuff, and like how they filmed when all the monsters are attacking, and then I don't know, it was cool seeing them do it all. And like you get a lot of behind the scenes with Josh Whedon, which was cool. Yeah.
I feel like if you give him the time, he'll be like, "Yeah, this is what I was thinking." Like, explain basically everything he wanted to do. All right, so for a few problems, it's have you. Oh no, it's my first. So again, more nitpicks, but when Holden takes the bear trap to the back,
That's right when I guessed.
it's like he gets it off on his own, which bear traps are unbelievably strong from what I know about bear traps.
I don't think it was,
unless you hit the release.
I think it was just half of one.
Even still, I'm sure that would dig in pretty hard.
Yeah.
Also, yeah, that's pretty much like how he got it out. I mean, him living after, fine.
Yeah.
That's whatever, because it's just a chunk out of your back. But the whole living part, that was kind of odd. And why is there a purge all button for all the monsters? Like,
it's just not good mechanical.
if you need a way to suppress them, put something into the cell with them to knock them out or kill them instead of releasing them all and then guessing it. Like, there's got to be a better way to do that. I just thought it was funny too how it's like purge all, like it's just a big red button. Like,
I was thinking for one of mine was gonna be like why the thing like let them pull it when they thought Marty was dead, but I guess like the ground shook.
I read that little note too,
signifying that the gods, Titans knew that he wasn't dead.
Which at that point wouldn't they be like, oh well, clearly we screwed up, like
and then also like them not knowing she wasn't a virgin.
Right, they
followed these people for a while,
and then
like he had a secret stash of weed. Like with that, why wouldn't they spike that?
Because even she mentions it. She's like,
this. They seem like they've been planning this for a while.
Like they clearly had needed to pick people.
Yes. And how did all the other countries fail?
Right. Yeah. If it's one for each country, like, are you what?
You think you'd do it more than one?
If you have to do it like every year, or they didn't touch on that either. Is it like every year?
Or it could just be
because the first one they mentioned a '98 event.
It could be, yeah.
But then other than that, they didn't really.
Maybe I don't know. Something to do with the moons or something.
Yeah, probably something
like that. I'm sure they didn't want to go into that.
Oh yeah, which is not a problem, but I'll give it another honorable mention. Like, they did enough world building in like the small lines and in an hour and a half because it was a short movie, to where it's like, oh okay, so clearly they give you the clues, but it's not all there.
Yeah.
So yeah, this is the
elevator scene.
The elevator scene with all, which also that's a massive facility then.
Yeah. All right, next up, favorite quotes.
All right, my number one quote. This is Kurt. This is like the first scene in the movie. Kurt's like, you should read this book, Gorofsky. Now this is way more interesting. Also, Bennett doesn't know it by heart, so he'll think you're insightful. And you have no pants.
Yeah.
It's just like it sets up the humor right away. And it's like Chris Hemsworth stealing the scene.
Yeah.
My number two was we talked about it earlier, and I think this was the picture. Wrong way. Yeah, this is the scene. Yeah. When the cellar door opens, Kurt goes, "Oh, the wind must have blown it open." Marty goes, "That makes what kind of sense?" Just like, how would that possibly blow open?
Yeah.
And then my number three is the end of the movie when she's explaining, like, all right, you can either die and everyone lives, or you die and everyone else dies. She's like, Marty goes, gosh, they're both so enticing. In his, like, sarcastic way.
Yeah.
And then I put number four, basically all the lab scenes.
Yes.
So, like, between Hadley and Sitterson.
Mm-hmm. All right, my three. My first one is the girl complaining after the bat and is like, wait, that's not fair. I had zombies too. And Sitterson's like, yes, you did. Yes, you had zombies. But this is zombie redneck torture family. See, there's entirely separate species. Like, difference between an elephant and an elephant seal. And then number two.
I also liked how they had, like, a board, like a list of all of them.
Number 2 was from Marty when they're in the cellar. He's like, okay, I'm drawing a line. I'm drawing a line in the fucking sand here. Do not read the Latin.
I feel like he's the only one who's ever seen like a horror movie and is like, let's not do all the things that we're doing.
Then my last one is after they picked the redneck zombies. Which is, oh man, I'm so sorry. He's like, he had the conch in his hands. And he's like, I know. A couple more minutes. Who knows what might have happened? And then he's like, I'm never gonna see a merman ever. He's like, dude, be thankful. Those things are terrifying, and a cleanup, and the cleanup on them is a nightmare, which we see later.
So okay, so if the cleanup is a nightmare, then technically, do they use the same spot?
They have, I'm guessing, because all the stuff's in the cellar.
Right, and they said that that keeps getting sold and bought by different people.
Like I think it's just a fake cousin all the time.
That would be.
That's why.
How does everyone not be like, wait, I don't have a cousin?
Yeah.
Okay, well then.
That's what I think. Yeah, because on the cover it's like shows the cabin.
That's cool how it's like all the twists and turns.
And then next up, recast, which we talked about earlier, is for horror movies impossible.
It's really hard to do because you could basically swap anybody.
I mean, and we're talking about how like Chris Hemsworth wasn't.
Well, he was he was really no one.
No one before. I mean, they only aired this or released it after Thor came out. So,
right.
It's tough to just recast normal people.
Especially
and I don't think you can redo those Sitterson and Head.
No, those two are perfect. I mean, you could probably put in another comedy duo, but it wouldn't be the same. There would be like something missing.
Yes. Final thoughts.
This is one of those an actually good recent horror movie. That's like it tells the story. It gets in. You're in and out in an hour and a half, and it's very well done. It's not like over the top. It's not. It's not enough.
You still get the jump factor.
Yeah.
And there's some gore, but I mean, some scenes are very gory, but like not overly.
No, you don't really see it either, and you could tell it's all CG mostly.
Yeah.
At least in the one scene.
Yeah. For my first time through, it was very good. I liked it a lot.
That's what I was intriguing to see because I had seen this before and you hadn't, so I was wondering what you would think.
And I'm not a big horror guy, but I like this one.
Which I was surprised at our whole theme going
for this month.
Yeah, and even your list.
Yes. Well, I have some things to say about the list as well.
Because also,
and I have been watching some more horror movies, but yeah. It's a tough genre.
It is. But this one, definitely worth it. Go see it. Made by Joss Whedon and Drew Goddard. But it's very good. So now we're going to move on. Speaking of ranking and lists, we're going to be ranking horror movies. Our top 10. It was originally top 5, but now it is our top 10 list. Also, yes, it's kind of hard for horror. We'll put this out there. It's like horror, and
there's so many
different ways.
Like we could have done like slashers.
We
could have done
thrillers.
Monster.
Right.
Zombies. Technically,
zombies would be their own category. Yeah. So I mean, this is kind of hard to do, but here's my top 10 list. Which this was the. I really say this for all my lists, but it's like, any given day, I could probably move a movie up or down. But here's my list. Number 1, Sinister.
Which one is it?
That's the one with Ethan Hawke. He's a writer, which doesn't narrow it down at all. He's a writer, and he moves into a new house, and he finds like an old film reel. And then each house he moves into the house, the family had died there before, and the family that died there moved from another house where the family had died there, and it connects them all together. It's like a standalone movie.
Okay.
But very good. Yeah. There's one jump scare where in the theater I'm like, oh, it's like I'll explain it, but it's on a computer screen. He's like looking at a photo of the demon or bad guy or whatever, and he's like looking at like a paper here, and on the screen he just like lifts up his head, looks at Ethan Hawke, and then looks back down, and it's like so subtle. You're like, oh my god, what happened? What happened? But it was perfect. My number 2, Cabin in the Woods. It deserves that spot. 1 or 2. That one will stay at the top of the list. Number 3, Halloween, and I kind of threw in like just all of them, but mainly the originals of all of these. So Halloween number 3, number 4, Nightmare on Elm Street. I think the first time I saw that, it terrified me.
I don't think I've ever seen these ones. These are like one of the ones I've never seen.
Johnny Depp, I think, is in. Yeah, he's in the first one.
No, I've never seen it.
Oh! I just realized.
Actually, the closest I've seen is Freddy vs. Jason.
Yeah, I was gonna say I'm gonna have to add that to my honorable mention.
That is the one I've seen, and I actually kind of.
I was gonna say that was a good one. But my number 5, Friday the 13th. Number 6, Paranormal Activity, which I enjoy because it's like a $10,000 movie that made billions of dollars.
Yeah.
Like, probably numbers are off, but that's basically what happened.
Millions, yeah. Not billions.
But millions.
Maybe the whole franchise.
The whole franchise,
Take
though.
it close, maybe.
But that's just genius. Number 7, Saw. Number 8, Jaws. Which it's one of those, technically it's a horror movie or a thriller or...
It's tough to... Yeah, but I would put it at horror.
Yeah. Number 9, Carrie, the original one. I don't think I saw the new one.
Yeah, me neither.
And number 10, The Exorcist. And then my honorable mention is Darkness Falls.
This is the... I think
It's
I have
Tooth
seen
Fairy.
this one, right?
It's like
who's in it?
Oh, jeez. I saw this for a birthday party in like 7th or 8th grade with like 4 or 5 guys. I'm like... I don't know why I remember that.
in a lighthouse at one
yes,
point?
That's
okay.
it. It's absolutely that one. You are 100% correct. Actually, I'm just going to leave it on Google because that'll probably be...
I'm pretty sure...
Or my Google history would be Tooth Fairy Horror. Would be like, what movie is...
See, the image doesn't help,
not...
though. Go to look cast up.
None of those look like from what I remember.
None of this looks like from what I remember.
I was just saying that.
Oh, scroll down.
There.
Yeah, see, I don't remember any of these people in it, though.
No,
I
there
do
was...
remember seeing this.
It was 2003, so I was in 6th grade. And it was a birthday party at the theater. Yeah, I don't remember any of these guys.
Emily Browning? I think I know.
The name sounds familiar.
I think she's in American Gods. Yeah, she is. And a bunch of other stuff, too.
And a bunch of other stuff, yeah. You agree.
But I don't remember her being in this, though. I do remember the lighthouse, though.
Yeah, that was the ending.
Yes. Yeah, because they need a light.
They need... If the lights are out, then she comes out.
She comes, yeah. No, that's a different one. I was like, none of these people are in this movie.
No, this is like a 6 Degrees thing now.
All right, my top 10.
Freddy vs. Jason.
Definitely
adding an honorable mention.
Okay. Yeah. My number 1 is Scream. Because that's another one that's self-aware at the same time as being a horror.
Yeah.
Like Jamie Kennedy's giving him all the rules. And even in the future ones, it's great after he's dead and he's still giving them the things. He's like... It's like a sequel has different rules. Like now anyone can die. Like just one of my favorites, which could be switched with 2 is Cabin in the Woods, but just for only seeing it once, I don't think I could put it at number 1. 3, see, like this popped up when I did like search for horror movies, just general. Silence of the Lambs, which more of a suspense.
I was a suspense thriller, but
there are scenes in
where it's horrified.
Yeah. 4, Get Out.
I still haven't seen it.
Was a great movie. 5, Halloween, the original. 6, Saw. I'll throw the second one even in there, but mainly the first one.
I was just saying the first one.
You don't really see it coming, the twist at the end.
Oh no!
And I remember, God, we had to be in high school because I was driving.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
And it was me and Steve like jumping into my car, and I'm pretty sure we turned all the lights on and checked the back seat, and like we were parked all the way on the side by Crown, like away.
Oh, I know exactly where.
So it was a terrifying.
Saw was 2004, so the first one.
Maybe it was Saw 2 we saw then. Because I drove.
Saw 2 was 2005 because they came out.
That doesn't make sense though. I know I definitely drove. One of us did.
Saw
I'm pretty
4
sure it was me.
It was 2007. That would have been more. 3 or 4 would probably be.
Yeah, maybe one of those.
Either way.
Yeah.
Shout out, Steve.
And then I was looking at your list. Number 7, Friday the 13th. They start getting funny at the end. But those first couple are very terrifying.
Yeah.
Like I remember watching as a kid.
Oh, you would never want to go into a pond again.
No. But then like you got to like Jason X and
where he's in space and you're like, all right,
yeah, what's going on here? And then I think New York is like 6. It's a weird one as well. Let's see. 8, Alien. The first one though, because all the rest are not really horror. I
was just saying, Alien would definitely be.
Aliens is like a action movie.
An action movie.
But Alien though was good. 9, The Thing, with the original.
I kept
Kurt
seeing
Russell.
that pop up.
That's a good one. Number 10, Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
I don't think I've seen any of them.
I've seen the original, and then there was one when we were in grade school or high school that I saw, and I had to ride my bike home, and it was terrifying.
Probably
I
the
just
worst.
have like terrifying experiences with movies.
Going to see them.
Never see them during the day, which should be my new rule.
Only horror during the day.
And then my honorable mentions, I think Paranormal Activity I would throw on there, and Carrie, the original. I've never seen the other one. I wouldn't throw Exorcist. Is like I hate that movie.
Like
so
you would
much.
never.
It's
it
so
wouldn't
scary.
even be on your
I
list.
can't even make the list because I saw it was when I was like 6 or something.
Yeah, that would definitely.
And then so my other one would be Dawn of the Dead because I had to throw a zombie movie in there, and I love that one.
That's a good.
It has a few scary moments, but not that many.
Enough to be scary.
All right, looks like that's been our episode for our first horror themed episode of October.
Yes, in October.
Hope you enjoyed it.
You can follow us on social media and our website, timandtonytalk.com. And remember, share this with your friends.
And make sure to join us next week for the Mild Manner movie review when we discuss Tucker and Dale vs. Evil.
Same bat time, same bat channel.
Thanks for listening. I'm Tim.
And I'm Tony. And we are the dynamic duo. Good night.
'Cause I'm TNT.
You're just going to do it.